Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between hills and sparkling streams, lived a young girl named Mira. She lived with her grandmother, who was known for telling magical stories of faraway places. But there was one story that always filled Mira with wonder, the tale of the Enchanted Forest. According to her grandmother, the Enchanted Forest was a magical place where the trees whispered secrets and the flowers could sing. It was filled with creatures who weren't just ordinary animals. They could talk and possess extraordinary powers. Deep within the forest, hidden among the misty trees, was a powerful artifact, the Starry Key. Whoever found it could unlock a hidden realm filled with treasure and wonder, but the forest was no ordinary place. It was said that only those with pure hearts could find the key, and only those who were brave, kind, and true would be allowed to enter. Mira had always dreamed of seeing the Enchanted Forest for herself, but her grandmother warned her that the forest was not easy to navigate. The forest only lets in those who truly belong, she would say, and it has its own way of guiding people. Never enter without a clear heart. One bright afternoon, while Mira played near the village, a mysterious shimmer caught her eye. A trail of sparkling light floated in the air, leading towards the Enchanted Forest. Her heart raced with excitement. Could it be? Was this the moment she'd always dreamed of? Ignoring the doubts that whispered in her mind, Mira followed the glimmering trail. The path led her to the edge of the forest, where the trees stood tall and majestic, their leaves swaying as if inviting her inside. A soft breeze carried the scent of pine and magic. As Mira stepped closer, she heard a voice gentle and wise from behind her. "Are you sure you want to enter, little one?" Mira turned to see a fox standing at the edge of the trees. Its fur shimmered like stardust, and its bright eyes watched her carefully. "I think I do," Mira said, her voice trembling with excitement and fear. "I've heard so many stories about this forest. I want to see it for myself." The fox's tail flicked and it nodded. "The forest only shows itself to those who are brave of heart. Are you ready?" Mira nodded. Though her heart raced with both nervousness and anticipation, she took a deep breath and stepped into the forest, following the sparkling trail of light. The deeper she walked, the more magical the forest became. The trees whispered to each other in a language she couldn't understand, and the flowers at her feet bloomed with bright, glowing petals. Small creatures, some with wings, some with fur, peeked out from behind the trees and smiled at her. Mira felt as though she had stepped into a dream. As she ventured deeper, she came upon a fork in the path. One way led deeper into the shadowy woods, while the other climbed a small hill, bathed in soft golden light. Mira hesitated for only a moment before deciding to follow the light. Something inside her told her that was the right path. She climbed the hill, her feet light on the soft moss. At the top, an ancient oak tree stood, its massive branches stretching into the sky. The air around it shimmered with magic. Beneath its boughs she saw a pedestal made of smooth stone. On the pedestal rested the Starry Key. Its silver surface gleamed with a soft, radiant glow, as though it had been waiting just for her. Mira felt a sense of awe. She stepped forward, reaching out to take the key, but as her fingers brushed its cool surface, a shadow moved across the ground. A deep, rumbling voice echoed through the trees. "Who dares to take what is not yet theirs?" Mira looked up, startled, as a large, dark figure appeared from behind the trees. It was a majestic stag, its antlers gleaming like stars in the night sky. Its eyes, however, were full of both power and mystery. "I am Mira," she said, her voice steady but filled with wonder. "I've come to find the Starry Key." The stag's eyes softened. "Many seek the key, but few are worthy. Tell me, Mira, what is it that you truly seek?" Mira paused, thinking carefully. "I seek the magic of this forest," she said at last, "the beauty and wonder that my grandmother told me about. But most of all, I seek to know myself, my heart, my courage." The stag studied her for a moment and then nodded slowly. "You have answered wisely. The forest has tested you, and you have shown that your heart is true. You may take the Starry Key, but remember, the key does not only open doors to treasure, it opens doors to your own heart." With a graceful movement, the stag stepped aside, allowing Mira to take the key from the pedestal. As her fingers closed around the cool metal, a wave of warmth and light washed over her, filling her with a sense of peace and wonder. The key glowed brighter, its starry surface shimmering like the night sky. Mira looked up at the stag, who was now slowly disappearing into the forest. "Thank you," she whispered. "You are welcome, young one. The stag's voice echoed in her mind. Remember, the greatest magic lies not in what you find, but in what you learn along the way. Mira smiled, clutching the Starry Key in her hands. She turned to leave, knowing that her adventure in the Enchanted Forest was just beginning. As she made her way back through the forest, the trees seemed to part for her, guiding her back to the village. The forest had shown her more than just its magic. It had shown her the strength of her own heart. And from that day on, whenever she looked at the Starry Key, Mira remembered the lessons of the forest, knowing that true magic lay